Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Edgyverse podcast. Man, I got two dope guys on right now. We're going to talk about gaming, the gaming universe. So if you've never heard of like esports, or you've been interested in how people are making money for gaming and just all the avenues that gaming has risen over these years, these are going to be the guys that's going to be able to tell you a little bit about it, all right? I don't know too much, so I'm happy that they're on so they can actually educate me, all right? Maybe I can make me a little chump change here a little bit playing some 2K or something, you know? All right. So I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves. I'm going to start with
Ricky McNeil, a.k.a. Timmy Scorcher. Most of my friends know me as Jump.
Is that your game tag?
Gamer tag is Timmy Scorcher, but Timmy Scorcher is my gamer tag, but Jump is something I got from playing basketball in high school.
Okay. Jumping out the gym, huh?
Basically.
All right.
Yeah. I'm Patrick McClung. My gamer tag's Refresh. Most people know me as that in the gaming world. So like a lot of people don't even know my real name in esports.
Really?
So yeah, some people don't. Mostly like kids and stuff.
Right, exactly.
So I see, Ricky, you have was it HXC Gaming?
HXC Gaming, which stands for Hardcore Gaming. A lot of times it's a tongue twister for people. But yeah, Hardcore Gaming, where we try to inspire, create, and compete.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, first, I got to recognize something real quick. Mm-hmm. First, we've made it because we're actually on the Edgyverse podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
But the other thing, what I'm really excited for while we're here right now is because it's not another it's not another podcast about dating. Oh, I'm ready for something different.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did have a couple of those. That was out.
6 of them in a row.
This was going to be this is a fun one though. I want to do a couple fun ones.
Yeah,
always. It's not always going to be over dating. Yeah, always. But we do have a couple of those. Hey, I deliver what the people ask for. They ask for some of these topics, but this is one that I'm really happy to do right here. Okay,
happy to be
Pat, the Redlands Esports. Do you run that?
No, I mean I'm currently working on some curriculum for Redlands.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're building their program out there. We were doing a camp. We did an esports camp with them last summer. It was pretty fun. We did over Marvel Rivals. This year, unfortunately, we had to cancel it. We just found out first of this week. We just didn't make it. But we could talk more about that because I think it's because of Marvel Rivals, just straight up.
Really, they like stepped in and might have.
Yeah. So what we were trying to do, Redlands is building their program, and so they're trying to kind of. So this we can cut back a little bit.
Let me stop you there because I want to, before we go into that, for the people who don't know what esports is, let them know what that is.
Yeah, that's where I was going to start. Yeah. So first, esports is just competitions around video games. So instead of being in the living room, like back in the day, it was like, GoldenEye for me. Yeah. I don't know what it probably.
It was GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Tecmo. He said it was GoldenEye.
Yeah, Super Tecmo Bowl. We played a lot of that.
Tecmo Bowl. That's crazy.
What happened was, Ricky's got his friends over at his house. I got my friends over at my house.
Yeah.
And we're talking crap. And I'm like, Ricky, you guys aren't as good as we are. And he's like, bull crap. I'm bringing the TVs. And we're in the garage.
Right.
That's how esports started.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally in the garages.
Literally in garages like that. And then someone's dad owned the gas station or something and was like, hey, Coca-Cola said they'd give us some Cokes.
So you're talking about kind of like back in the day when you used to do the console links.
Yeah, exactly.
When you would go against each other.
Maybe
like
even before that.
Even like the Halo thing.
Halo kind of propelled us over where we needed to get to. Mm-hmm. It was the NBA Finals that got us on TV.
I felt
Halo has done so much. That's why I won't let no one talk bad about Halo 2.
Halo 2, yeah.
It helped propel us. It got us on ESPN.
Well, and so we've always had competitions around video games.
Yeah.
We've always had, even things like basketball game.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Like that's a game.
In arcades.
Yeah.
So Celebration Station.
What was it? The NBA Jam tournaments. I remember that we used to have those.
Well, but even like not necessarily in Oklahoma, but before that there were like Pac-Man. Who could get the highest score?
Tetris.
Tetris
is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So we always had that, and it just took my first experience was. In college, I had a TV show.
Okay.
And the president was on the show, and he's like, well, we have all these kids in the dorms that if they don't get out and do something, they fail. Like 75% failure rate of kids that don't get involved in things on campus.
Right. Still happening.
So what do we do? And I was like, we play video games. So they gave me the card. I went to Walmart, bought 3 TVs, 3 Xboxes, and 3 copies of Halo.
Wow.
And then we started having tournaments that way. And then all the international kids got mad because we didn't have FIFA. So I went back and got FIFA. We never thought about going like calling the other schools. You know, I was at Northwestern and Alva. And, you know, we never thought about calling Southwestern and being like, y'all suck. You know, we're going to come kick your butt.
Come play us.
Yeah, come play us. We never thought about that. Because that was like 2002 when we were doing that with Halo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was back then. But it's just become so much more now. I mean, like, Ricky's like super old school gamer. He's like OG for Oklahoma. Because back in the day, it was like Gears of War. You had all that Gears of War
tournament.
You know what? I remember, I don't know. I know we know each other from back in the day, but back in the day, I used to work at Blockbuster. Assistant manager at Blockbuster. I used to always see you come in when they had like the game passes and stuff like that. You would come in and get a game, and you say it's for like a competition or something, you know, or you have like multiple game. People would have multiple game passes on different accounts just so they could.
And I would get 4 or 5. That's what I was doing. Because, you know, before when I used to do tournaments, I had a good relationship with the manager, and he would let me come and get 4 or 5 copies. But then when I lost that manager, I'm talking to other guys. They were like, "Nah, man, you're up to something." I'm like, "Listen, I promise you, I need these 4 copies. It'll make the tournament go quicker." And that's when I started having to get a relationship with GameStop and Best Buy. So
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
but where it's at now, you know, it's we have high school programs where high schools compete against each other, and then we have collegiate. And then you kind of have the pro scene as well.
Right.
And there's even more than that. Like Ricky right now does a lot of FGC stuff, which is fighting games.
Did the
Super Bit Wars, all that.
Did the high school and the college thing, did it just recently happen? How long has that been going on right now?
Oh, high school, I would say, has been going on about 8 years. Is that fair to say?
No, I don't think it's that long.
Maybe, let's say 2018. That's when it's
2018.
So when did it pop off? Because I see esports everywhere now. I mean, they got, you know, special broadcasting. I know like, you know, Twitch and all that stuff too as well. But now it's like everywhere. Was Fortnite the catapult in it really that made it popular?
Here's a hot take real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. You give your take and I'm giving you
one. Fortnite's not an esport. It's getting there. But it's not really do what?
It's not friendly to make it happen.
It's not friendly to make it. So it's very difficult. So like if HXC was going to run a Fortnite tournament, they can't really do it. They don't get access to the things to where you could jump around the map. The other thing about Fortnite is there's too much RNG, so random number generation. So there's too much randomness happen. So think if you were playing basketball, but you never knew when you walked onto the court where the hoop was going to be.
Gotcha.
Right? And so that's kind of Fortnite. So there's got to be a little bit more consistency.
It's got to be the same.
More structure.
And the other model from Fortnite or from Epic specifically is they want to control all of it in game. So all of the tournaments and things that happen in Fortnite happen in game. So you can't really do, like for the longest time in the high school space, it was like box battles, which is horrible to watch.
Right.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's just people, they're like on a 1-1 level and they're just building.
You got to get luck. You got to get lucky.
Wow. Yeah, and it's just boxes everywhere.
So what would you guys say like the one of the better games that you would say that people are playing with for esports for competition? What's the game?
Well, I know what Ricky would say. I would say. So I want to hear what Ricky's going to say.
I'm going to say, just be honest with you. Fighting games, they're perfect because it's kind of straightforward. It's quick, it's fast, and it's you and one other person. But I do like 2K. I do like Maddens of the world. The problem is the developers are not. Man, I'm so sorry. The developers are not doing what they need to do to keep them competitive.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? It's like I'm having to jump through too many hoops for 2 people to play a game that has been one of the pioneers of competitive gaming. So I love sports games. I love fighting games, but I do know that real games like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, unfortunately, Call of Duty is not a good esports.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is where we go.
I don't know about that.
Where we go?
Let me take that back.
Okay.
4v4 Call of Duty is esports, but I just do not. Same thing. I don't like Warzone for esports.
Oh yeah, no Warzone
because it's back to randomness, and it's the same thing as Fortnite. But the here you go again. It's hard getting the right backing for Call of Duty to happen because we had it good. We had it at an MLG tournament. We won a national championship. A lot of people don't know this. I won a national championship in Halo with Flame Sword and Enabled. And I'll go over there and I see it's 320 teams for Xbox Call of Duty. The next tournament, it's Sony, and there's only 32 teams. It was like it just had a big drop off. And I don't know why that happened, But it's just like now these gamers are staying at home and the Call of Duty guys are not getting out their seat to go play in these tournaments, but we still have a big Call of Duty league. That's just not my area to talk about right now because I stepped away from it and I think Pat got a better view on it. But right now, I just hate the direction it's going.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I definitely agree with that. Like it is an esport. Like I can't get denied, but it definitely is. They release a new one every year.
Yep.
And it should be on a free to play model as far as I'm concerned. But because you're paying for a year worth of rental is what you're doing.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty I think is in a great space because of the pro scene.
The pro scene
of Call of Duty is one of the best ran leagues. And there, people on the internet's going to fight me. Like
production is beautiful.
But it's good. You've got good teams that are well supported, well funded.
Stories behind it.
Stories behind people. And that's what makes Call of Duty great as an esport. And then what's crazy about Oklahoma is Northwestern alma mater Riot Rangers was 8th in North America collegiately this year. So we had 2 schools representing Oklahoma. We had Oklahoma Christian and then little tiny Northwestern up there, D1 schools and everything to be in the top 8.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of esports is like, when I was a kid at Northwestern, that was in 2000, and we had Lynn Scott, we had it was the year that we won the NAIA championship for football was at Northwestern that year, and it was huge for the school.
Right.
We couldn't take that team and go up against OU. You know what I mean? And expect to win. The players were good,
right?
But it's just not the same. Just support alone, you couldn't get there. But with esports, you can.
You can.
So
Absolutely.
Anybody can play, and depending on how good you are, you can win too. So there's some movements collegiately to kind of stop that, but that's a whole nother discussion.
So with the esports, I mean, now that high school and you have college, they're giving scholarships now.
Yeah.
So are they giving scholarships to go and like be like in school, do your for everything?
Yeah, my daughter's on scholarship for Overwatch.
Now,
wow.
Now
Southwestern.
Let me
go Bulldogs.
This is where I was trying to fight him on.
Okay.
In high school, they make it a big thing of why kids cannot play Call of Duty, Fortnite, or any shooting games.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because of the shootings,
the guns. And so here's my and I argue with people this all the time, but I'm a big scary black man, so I pick my battles. I go, well, if you're scared about our kids playing Call of Duty, which we need a pipeline so that I can tell Redlands, hey, I got a guy here that can play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I just don't have evidence of it because we're not playing in tournaments. Then I don't want your recruiters to talk to my kids either. I don't want an Army recruiter coming in and talking to my students about going to the military, and they can't even
that's a good
play
point.
A game for it.
Well, here, and
that's a really good point there.
Let me jump on and add even something to that. Is like what Ricky's doing with his school and all of that sort of stuff is he's providing leadership for a space where these kids don't necessarily always have leadership, right? They're learning teamwork, they're learning coachability, which a lot of these kids have gotten good playing the game, but they don't know how to work as a team. They don't know how to work with a coach.
Right.
And so when these kids are going home and playing Call of Duty anyway, it's the number one played game in the world.
Right.
So they're going home and playing it. So when an admin denies the team from being able to play that, those kids are going to go home. You're denying them the opportunity to work with quality leadership, to learn how to play on a team, and then denying them that opportunity to go into a scholarship position. Northwestern is a great example. They have scholarships players playing Call of Duty. What's funny, he recruits from the football team more than anything. And why do you think that'd be?
The football team?
From the football team. His players play on both sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they know what it's like to play on a team.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
They have the coachability and they're physically fit. That's the other thing.
The word you said, coachability, being coachable.
Yep.
Being able to take criticism when it's given to you. Okay.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because so a lot of people don't know this. I was a coach at Star Spencer high school. I did esports for a year. And I could see it. It's night and day. All my players that don't play sports were difficult to deal with. And they were my best players.
Yeah.
But the ones that play sports, easy to coach up. All their grades went from being Fs to 3.5. And one of them, I got from an F, he had a 2.0, all the way up to a 4.0 by the end of the year. But it's because he had that sports aspect. And now he got something to play for.
Yeah, he's got something to fight for.
It's weird. It's just like something.
It's not. We've known this forever.
So my thing is when I was in school, middle school, when I played sports or whatnot, like that's what got me to really like pay attention more in class because it was one time I think I was on the soccer team one time and I was failing a grade, right? And I was like, man, my coach still gonna let me play. You know, people not coming to see us play soccer or whatever. I went on that bus. My principal came to that game and looked and stood right there the whole game to make sure I didn't play. The whole game. And I was just like, all right, it's gonna be like, I guess I gotta
do
what I gotta do, man. And then
the
next time, I don't think I missed a game after that because I was doing extra credit, everything. So when you give these kids something to like play for, or to something for them to do that, or take something away that they want to do, and give them like what's the word I'm looking for?
Goals.
That's fine. Goals. Give them a goal that I want to play
a reason,
like a reason to play the sport, reason to play this game, or go to this thing. I have to have my grades.
Correct.
I have to have my grades up, or I have to have the grades to play. I don't think you're gonna have any problem with those kids after that. Once you take it away, and then they got to fight for it back. Then it's just gonna be instilled to them. This is something I got to do.
Every school I've been at, grades shoot up
every time.
Every single time. It's crazy. I can tell. I'm gonna call your parent. And if it's just math, right? I don't care. But the moment I'm saying you're not going to the tournament, all of a sudden,
grades get that grade up.
Yeah, that grade shoots up.
Well, I was a skate punk kid. The only thing I wanted to do was skate, right? But I also wanted to play my drum.
Yeah.
And there was one time when I was on the ineligible list and I couldn't go march. I couldn't play my snare drum, and so I was like, "Oh, that's not happening."
Yeah.
So I got my grades back up so I could be out there and play. That's universal.
Yeah.
That's universal.
I don't want to miss this part too with the Call of Duty. What I hate the most about what's going on right now is we're losing a lot of talented gamers because they don't have that opportunity to play in high school. They're going home. They're saying that everybody sucks. They're being toxic, and they never get off the couch.
Right.
And so we lose all this talent.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. Even the ones that go to tournaments. Because I asked a question to some district admin. I'm like, okay, this is so good. Who won the first Smash tournament? And I just sit there and I look at them. And they were like, I don't know. And I'm like, what's the point of having a kid win Smash and we don't do nothing with it when they graduate?
Well, but you ask them what the score of the football game was the night before, and they could tell you.
They could tell you.
Right.
They could tell you.
Because it's not enough coverage over that, or they don't. I feel like it's probably they just don't care too much about it.
I think, and it's not that they don't care. It's just that they don't have the right people in place to know what to do.
Gotcha. It's an ignorance thing.
It is.
So is there anything like being developed for? Let's say, like, you know how like Putnam City 6A, 5A, 4A, whatever.
Yes.
Do they have anything like put together for that?
This is where we got to be careful, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my spots.
Yeah, I got you.
There's multiple leagues. There's OSAA. I'm gonna give all them OSAA. There's Play Versus that help OSSAA.
Is help the word?
They kind of leech. I'm gonna just say because Play Versus, you need to come and holler at us.
OSSAA gave the rights of their esports control to a third party.
That's not from here.
Wow.
That's not from here. That's the first problem.
And then there's a per seat payment to them that then comes back to the OSSAA.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they're all hands off.
They don't even run the league.
Yeah.
Some league out of town.
Company.
So is there not a rival league?
There's two more. Keep going.
Okay. So then there's two more leagues that's been doing this stuff before them, I think.
Yep.
And it's OESL and it's Oklahoma Scholastic Esports. And so what they do is they document kind of what happens, but the hard part is it's so many moving pieces in esports that it's hard to create some consistency. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have the kids stream this, we'll have it do it. And then I'll go, look, where are the VODs from the tournament? Oh, we ran into these problems.
Yeah, or even with tournaments, sometimes they just run into. I mean, and
they all do good jobs. It's so I'm building a curriculum right now because I notice things.
I didn't know this.
Yes, that falls through the cracks, and I'm just like, okay. When I talk to gamers, they don't even show up with controllers.
Sometimes, yeah, that's true.
I can tell who's serious and who's not. I'm like, why you don't have a controller?
And coming back to that, so like in the high school space specifically, there's two things that happen. We can talk more about what it is to be an esports coach as well. Okay. But first I want to recognize saying esports is like saying athletics. Right? Right. You know, so you don't just say I have an athletics program and then you play every game on the planet. Right? Some schools don't have a football team; they just have a basketball and baseball or whatever.
That's a great way to put it.
That's right. So think of esports as athletics around video games instead of athletics around outdoor games.
Yeah, exactly. I got you.
So that's the big thing. But the other is that we recognize that there's these kids that have this need, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of educators that are just the English teacher,
Mhm.
and they're like, hey, I've got all these nerds, and they're playing this game. I can create this space, but they don't know about esports. They don't know about, and this happens collegiately.
Yeah.
There's people in the collegiate world that are esports directors
Mhm.
that are in this kind of same thought bubble, right? And it's more of like, I'm just the space, I'm the coordinator that keeps this space, and then let the nerds do what they need to do there. But the problem is that's real short-sighted.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of what Ricky's talking about, is there's like some things that we've got to get on board and some things that we've got to fix for the longevity of this thing. Right. So you would never have a school without an athletic director, period.
No.
So why do we task that English teacher with also being the esports director over 5 different games and 50 to 75 kids, and it's growing to 100 the next year, and
Right.
we've got one person that's supposed to just do that after school.
Right.
So that's a lot of what Ricky's talking about
Mhm.
too. The broadcast side of things too is it's like, hey, this one kid's not very good at Smash Brothers,
Mhm.
and we want to do some broadcast stuff. Go figure it out.
Go figure it out.
But could you imagine on a Friday night if we had just some random high school kids running the board at the football game and doing all the commentary and everything at the football game?
Right. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, but realistically, like a lot of times you got an announcer that's an adult
Yeah.
that knows play by play and
That's
all of
true.
that.
True.
You've got, sometimes you'll put the students on camera, and student involvement is important,
Yeah.
but you also need leadership there too. You can't just say, oh, well, we got a grant for a camera
So
for
how
broadcast stuff.
so how cool would it be for, I would say, like, I don't know about college yet, but like the high schools even to start it with, that they have like a community of schools that are participating, kind of like a schedule,
Right.
like football, basketball, where
Right.
these teams will play against each other.
Yeah.
And they would play against each other in some form of like auditorium or something. Not,
Exactly.
not the gym,
Right,
but
right.
like like the drama auditorium or
Oh
something.
my
like
gosh,
that would
you're
be
going to get me
cool.
worked up.
Yeah.
Man,
This is
how,
what I'm
how
talking
cool
about.
would that be though?
That's what we want.
That's
Yeah.
what we want.
Okay,
And it's
yeah.
like we want that. You get it.
But so
But
many
it's-
people don't get that.
It's,
Yeah.
But
gonna
I
ask
think
you
it's
this,
because of
Pat.
sports background.
I gotta ask you.
It's because of sports background.
I think it's probably because it's of the other big sports, football,
Yeah.
basketball.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
but you come from that. So a
Yeah.
lot of gamers don't. A lot of gamers are nerds that they don't.
And that's
they don't
not
have
that's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
like that would be a solid space for somebody else other than that. But
Yeah.
you know how they are about money and,
Yeah.
and
Well,
schools.
we can
and-
talk about
We can talk
that.
about that too.
I want to go to Ricky. Ricky, what were you going to say?
But I was going to ask you, it's almost like, do you feel like too many hands in a pot prevents that? Because I feel like we all know we should be doing that,
Mhm.
but then it's not happening.
No, I think it's ignorance. I don't think
Okay.
it's about people. I
Okay.
think one, you and I, we run into a problem
Mm-hmm.
because, and I'm going to say this and probably piss some people off,
Yeah.
but what happens with esports is you've got a lot of people that are now in leadership
Yeah.
that had never had an opportunity for leadership before.
Mm.
So they're fighting over their own little mounds of dirt.
Correct.
So, like I said, Ricky's OG.
Mhm.
He's HXC is like, before me in esports, right?
3 decades.
Yeah. So he's been in it for a hot minute. And so a lot of people, but they are afraid of Ricky coming in and taking away their stuff.
Because of how magical Ricky is, because he know.
No, it's just a fear thing.
It's just a fear thing. And they're so scared of me. I've had organizations literally tell other people, and they don't know. This is the thing. I'm gonna say this since on the podcast, and I might clip it if you don't mind me clipping this.
Yeah, that's fine. You clip whatever you
They
want.
come back and tell me what you say about me. So people are really scared or intimidated by me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I think, like, dang, am I too black? Why is everybody scared of me? I'm here to help. But I've had gamer companies just go around my back, go talk to people, go do it on their own. It fails, and then they come back.
Then they
to
come
me.
back.
Right.
And it's too late.
And it's kind of a universal thing. So people are wanting their own. They want the credit that's not theirs.
Yeah.
But because of that, they're not willing to work with. There were so many times that, like, I want all of esports to be the best it can be.
Yeah.
And I want a space for all of these kids who's never had a space before. And so I'm going to do everything. I'm going to lift up everybody that's got that same vision.
Yeah.
Everybody can play
Everybody,
in
even if I don't like you,
right. But there's some people that they don't have that.
they won't do it.
So, like, Ricky and I don't agree on everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But we've been friends since
Mhm.
when I started at OCU and met Ricky through that. So when I was coaching at OCU, like, that's what we went and had pizza that time.
We have pizza.
And that's how I met Ricky. And then we became friends from that because we kind of have that shared vision. Is like, he's got a lot of history. He knows what he's doing. I've got a lot of new ideas. We can work together
Yeah.
Mhm.
and do cool things.
Mhm.
That's unique in esports.
Yes. So you're trying to tell me like that right there, you don't see that at all?
No, what we're doing right now does not happen. Like, for example, again, not trying to brag.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. I've always been the guy.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
I've always seen...
Before me, let me take that back.
Okay.
I'm teasing.
There's a guy named Saf.
Okay.
He runs this organization called OK Gamers. Sav have made it to where people like me can come in and run my tournaments, and he would help bring the community there, right?
Okay.
So there's been other people.
We might need to explain what a TO is.
Right. A tournament organizer is someone that puts on video game tournaments,
TO.
right? So I'm a TO. What's happened in the past
I'm
is
not a TO.
But when Overwatch dropped, I was like, okay, now I got to add Overwatch. Oh, dang, now I got to add League of Legends. But those are not my games. Right. I'm not great at doing those games. So someone like Patrick coming along, perfect for me. You run League of Legends, Overwatch, I'll push gamers to you all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we need more of. There's no reason why a Tekken tournament should happen in OKC and I'm not involved in some kind of way, shape, or form. Oh, and there's other organizations you can reach out to, but at least put it on my desk. Because I'm not going to take
at least give me the call.
Does that make sense?
Email, yeah, because you're known for it.
But
no, you don't because this is the thing, Rick. People who I know you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people I was like, oh shoot, you got a picture with Rick. I know Rick. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm in a gaming tournament. I'm playing Tekken or I'm doing this or whatever.
Right.
Or what was another game? I think y'all did a Mortal Kombat one
before
as well.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick to kind of
go ahead.
What Ricky's not saying that he is the gatekeeper for Tekken tournaments,
right?
That if you want to have a Tekken tournament, you got to talk to Ricky.
No.
Right.
No, I got that.
Yeah, okay. I want the listeners.
Okay, okay.
Because that's definitely not what he's saying. What he's saying is like, I've got the knowledge to be able to help you. So why would you try to do this on your own?
Right.
Because I am here to help.
Right. And I have the experience in this game, how to make it great. You know, if you guys have any ideas.
I made all the mistakes.
Exactly.
Let me help you not make the same mistakes that I made.
So if y'all are running a Tekken tournament or have any ideas about running Tekken tournament, Ricky from HXC Gaming,
there you go.
Hardcore Gaming, he's perfect for you guys to bounce ideas off or get.
I'm free game.
Free game.
As long as
right there.
If I got to put on my Jordans, it costs. But if I can stay on, it's free. You know?
You're wearing your 11s today, bro.
So
are you getting paid for this? Because I'm here for free.
I didn't put any of that on.
No. For this guy,
this is me saying that.
For this guy, I'll go an hour and a half for you, bro.
But that's one of the kind of so there's really two different paths of esports.
Okay.
So a lot of what Ricky does with HXC is he puts on these tournaments. These might be a weekend. You might have heard of Super Bit Wars. That's Ricky's like crown jewel. Mm-hmm. And so it's a weekend. You go out, you play. You might be the best at Tekken, right? Mm-hmm. You can go to Super Bit Wars and play Tekken against the best in the state, and then win that, right? So that's kind of that one. It's like a tournament type of, almost like a track meet type of thing. Yeah. Not scholastic. Anybody could go.
Yeah.
So you can be, a 75-year-old guy working at the gas station that just loves playing Tekken on his break. You can go whoop some kids at Super Bit War, and that's esports.
Right. That's cool.
Where I come from a league side of esports, right? So I developed a program called Oath Esports, which originally stood for Oklahoma at Home. We expanded to nationwide. We had over 200 players. I had coaches from across the country. And at that time, it was Overwatch at Home. And then we added Valorant, and it just became Oath. I couldn't come up with any more fun acronyms after that. But, we had a season. It was a lot more of like a traditional youth sports program. I kind of built it off of gymnastics and soccer. And so the kids had practice every week. Then you had a match every week, right? And so you had a bracket that you played through. And then at the end of the season, you had an in-person tournament based on the seeding of that season.
Wow.
So every team was randomized. Like I played soccer as a kid, and there was always the one team that got to stay the same every year. So I had a ton of second place trophies. I didn't want that to happen. So the game gives you a rank based on how well you play. So we would take the average of all the players and then create those teams. So every team was close in average. And then I assigned a coach to that team that would help them coach. That's also esports. So then Ricky and I both have experience in the academic side, which is a blending of both of those, if that makes sense.
Right. And I don't know if you know, on Fridays now at Super Bit Wars, it's scholastics. And
is it?
Yeah, and I only let high school and middle school play. Now, a lot of parents get mad. They're like, why is my middle school student playing against a high school student? I'm like, well, ma'am, if they're in public, they don't ask you your age. They just make you play whoever's in front of you.
Plus, if they want to get good, they got to play up. Like, quit playing Scrubs. You want to play Scrubs? Your kid's good enough. Play them.
Right. And what I try to do with Super Bit Wars on a scholastics level is I push the envelope. We play Invincible. We play Mortal Kombat, and because this is something I always wanted to do when I was a kid. When I would watch, what's that movie called with Chuck Norris and the little kid?
Bloodsport?
Not
No,
Bloodsport.
Sidekicks.
Sidekicks.
Oh,
I always
yes,
wanted
bro.
a Sidekicks.
Dude, that's one of my
tournament.
favorite movies as a
Yes.
kid, bro.
Yes.
Sidekicks.
I wanted Sidekicks for me, but for Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I was thinking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
That's what I was
that's close.
thinking.
But when I was in the 8th grade, my teacher told me, Ricky, you'll never amount to nothing playing Mortal Kombat. But then, a couple years ago, I'm running a Mortal Kombat tournament, one of the biggest ones in America, and my teacher's in there saying, wow, you really made it playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, it's a surreal moment.
Circle.
Full circle.
Nice.
Circle. So the goal behind this is I really wanted to where kids can start actually getting good. Because if I ask, I'm going to ask you a question. Not to put you on the spot.
No, go ahead.
It's no right answer. Yeah. It is a right answer, but I don't care about it. What do you play Tekken on?
Both consoles.
You play on both consoles.
PS5, Xbox. More or less Xbox, though.
And
Series
that's
X.
That's fair. Tekken is supposed to be played on PlayStation.
Really?
It's my job to make sure that you got to go get you a Brooks converter if you're going to play on your Xbox controller, or you got to go get you a PS5 controller. Because when you travel and go to these big tournaments,
they're playing with PlayStation 5 controller.
PlayStation 5.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so it's
that makes sense.
And it's getting better now
because the controllers are a little bit different of and how fast you're.
Well, and this correlates to traditional sports as well. Is like, think about when that kid shows up to the basketball court and he's got Converses on or something like that. It's like, you gotta show up with the right equipment. You gotta show up with the right gear to play. You can't have a lacrosse stick on the basketball.
Right. So when you guys are we playing with PlayStation 5s and more or less than more than Xbox?
Yes. In my world, it's all PC.
Really?
My world's all PC.
His world is PC, and they're trying to make our world PC.
And it should be PC, Ricky. God dang, that's what I'm talking about.
Can I tell you why I don't want PC?
Well, I know why. Let me guess.
Is it because it's more expensive now, right? Because of the chips.
It's not accessible to everybody.
Well, if Steam, what's it called? Steam Box, Steam Deck. What's that?
Steam Deck.
Oh yeah. Well, they got the Steam Box thing coming out, but it's like $1,000.
If they just be smart and sell it for $500, they'll win.
But they won't.
But they won't.
The chip that's in there is $500.
Right.
Then we can't have.
Well, but most consoles lose money on the sale of the console. They make it back up on the sale of games.
But so
accessories.
Here's my reason why I don't want to be on PC yet. There's too many error messages that could pop up. Too many errors.
This is the time when you guys are not agreeing.
So we did a tournament about 3 years ago at Texas Showdown. We had nothing but MSI laptops.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. They didn't listen to me. I tried to warn them.
Laptops.
And they just overheated. It ran great, but they overheated. We had too many problems. And here I am. Now I went from being a tournament organizer to now I'm being an IT guy. And I don't got time to do that. Yeah. So I'm like, here, girls get on these PlayStations. So it's just play and play. I know the PC is superior. We need to be on PC, but we can't. It's just we already got enough moving pieces. Let's just keep making layups until we get to where we need to. And we need the right sponsors backing it. So
you have the right devices to play with and be successful with without any.
Because we run into so many problems on PS5. Like right now, we can't run on Street Fighter. We can only play on 4 maps. If we play on any other maps, it overheats, it lags. And so why am I spending all this money on all these maps?
See, and here's what I'm going to say that's controversial. Not every game has to be supported.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean,
that's fair.
And that's a good example of if Capcom screwing Street Fighter up enough, Street Fighter, one of the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest fighting game of all time.
Yep.
If they're screwing it up enough where we can't play it, that's on them. We won't play it.
That has happened with Mortal Kombat 1. That's why it died. It just
didn't support it.
I know you guys wanted to get into talking about coaching, the coaching side of it. How is that? I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, but like you guys have both been coaches, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how has that benefited you guys in a way?
Benefited me?
Yeah, just helping a kid.
You've been doing it longer than me.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah. I mean, for me, so like my whole coaching experience, I used to teach drum lines across the country. Teaching how to play drums, not necessarily across. I mean, Colorado, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. So I'd coached kids on technique and all of that sort of stuff. When COVID hit, at that time there was only the OESL, and it was an esports program that was it was a school program, but it was run more like the tournament style that we were talking about. At the end of the year, everybody came to one place. And then they all played the different games at one time. So just like a track meet. You got shot put going on over there. You got hurdles over there. Just like that. You got Smash Brothers over there. You got Overwatch over here. You got Tekken over there. What's it?
Madden.
Whatever. Yeah, they're all over the place, right? And then COVID hit. and nobody went back to school after spring break.
Right.
So we had all these kids that had been practicing all year, and the rule was, which is still a good rule, OESL said you have to play at your school, which is a great rule.
Yeah.
So when there is no school, now we can't play.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw all these kids at home, and my daughter was one of them. And so she had been playing a game called Player Unknown Battleground. What is that? PUBG.
PUBG.
Yeah, Player Unknown Battleground. Yeah, that's right. PUBG. And like, here she is, this like 12-year-old little girl is getting third, second, fourth place on PUBG. And I'm like, who the heck are you?
Right.
Right. And so I saw this need. And then a buddy of mine, shout out Dane, if you're watching, he comes from the CS world. And so I called him up. I was like, hey,
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he played like semi-pro in California for Counter-Strike. And so I was like, hey, we've got all these kids. Let's coach them up. And so all of a sudden, a lot of these kids had never played Overwatch before. We had one girl download it. She was using her mom's World of Warcraft account. She downloaded it, and then she put in like 24 hours of work so that she could rank up so she could play competitive with us. But so these kids just came in, and we learned to coach through that. So we started coming up with plays. We started talking about the way we move as a team, the way we engage as a team. And then it expanded. I started writing it. I brought more people in to build this whole O thing up, right? And that's when I got hired by OCU. One of the big things that happens in the coaching space there again is they create those spaces. But I was like, we can do more than that.
You do everything.
Right. So my games are Overwatch and Valorant are the best games that I know to coach well. Then I can side coach a little bit on Rocket League, which is car soccer.
Yeah, I know
and
Rocket League.
A little bit on Fortnite as well, if there was coaching with Fortnite. I mean, that's the next podcast.
Yeah.
But one of the things I did at OCU was like I made all of my students eat together once a week. So if you were on the Overwatch team, you had to eat together once a week.
Wow.
They had to play in person. They had to, we had your practice time is 3:00 on Tuesdays and 3:00 on Thursdays.
Yep.
And you're expected to be there because I went through everybody's schedule and I said, this is the time that you all can be there. So you are expected to be on this team and you're expected to be there at that time. I did, this never got implemented, but I had started it. I had QR codes that was going to be in every classroom. So every one of my students would come in and they would scan to know. So I knew they were there because I have to make sure that their grades, grades have to be right because I don't, it was a small school, OCU was. So if I've got a kid that's ineligible and I've got 5 players on a team or six back then, and I've got one that's ineligible, what do? The whole team forfeits. But I had to, so there was a lot of that type of pressure. But one of the other things that we did is I put a monitor up and we would pull up VODs. And that was kind of what Ricky was talking about. Originally, it was called video on demand, right? But what it's become to mean now is tape.
Yeah.
Right? So when you played, if anybody played football, they'd go watch the tape of the other team.
All pro players.
And then you watch how they played, and then you would go and play like that at your next. So we did that. Every week, one of the practices was dedicated to VODing the team that we're going to play. And my Valorant team won national. They were effectively what is Division II national champions. Wow. But we were gold average when we started, and we were playing Radiant and Immortal. So gold is like right in the middle, and then Radiant and Immortal is the top.
Wow!
But what we were able to do is we would pull up those. We would identify who the carry was, like who the best player on the team was, and if we could eliminate them, we could make the team fall apart.
Yeah.
Wow! So if their best asset was gone,
right, and they just relied on that person so much. But we would come up with plays. Like I made all of my. There's a program called Valplant. So if you're out there and you're a Valorant person, go on Valplant. We would come up with plays. And my team knew how to play together. They were friends. They would work together. And we had a great IGL, which is in-game leader. And so we would run those plays. So you'd have an A plant, you'd have a B plant, you'd have a retake, you'd have all these different things that we came up with. And we knew how to use those in-game. And then I went to every match in person with my players, which... that doesn't seem like a dumb, why would you even bring that up, Refresh? Right. It's because there's people that don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
There's people that aren't even there with their kids. They just let them kids play from home. And it's like, we're trying to build something where people can come and watch.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that'd be so cool, man. I just, like what I was talking about earlier about the auditorium. How cool would that be for...
and it happens in the right places.
Wednesday or Thursday night or something, or Friday night. It's not taken away from all the other sports that they come...
Yeah, and watch Rocket League on Tuesdays.
Watch it or even show up to like Putnam City West or all these other schools.
Cheer them on
in their drama auditorium where people can sit and watch.
But I just went to UT Dallas.
Okay,
and I toured their esports arena. 2 stories, has a Buffalo Wild Wings in it.
Holy crap!
Huge computers everywhere. Their varsity programs are locked off in a building in a room that you can't even go to. So when they go and play, you can't even watch them play in person.
Right. It's a video screen of them, probably, huh?
Probably.
Yeah.
There's a window.
Yeah.
You can look at them in there like a
Really
fish.
nice.
Oh, there's not like, you know what I'm talking about, like it's being broadcast and it's shot on a big jumbotron or something. For them?
No, there's not like a stadium with. You can't walk in there with seats.
I mean, not a jumbotron, but like some type of
just a big
television
TV.
or something that shows them.
But we would have to find out who the IT person is and get them to project it.
Oh,
so weeks in a day, just trying to.
I mean, UTD they do have kind of a little bit of a thing, but they weren't really even using it there.
Right.
You know, and a lot of this comes from like the whole idea of student led,
Yeah,
which I think is a bad thing
because they don't know.
They don't know, right? And the other thing is it's not their job, right? Like, could you imagine if you were like, what sport do you play, Josh?
Played basketball.
You played
soccer.
Okay, so imagine basketball or soccer. Imagine if your coach was the left wing on the soccer team. You're not going to respect him.
Imagine if you had to run the scoreboard.
There's a there's a breakdown of that power dynamic, right? Like you have respect and that coach has authority, but when it's your peer, you don't have that. And so a lot of these people in leadership positions just offload their knowledge because they don't have any to this student-led, oh, you're the coach, you're the coach, you're the coach. This is worse in college than it is in high school. It doesn't really happen in high school, but so one of the peers is the coach. And do you think your peer could get you to go eat lunch every Friday with your team? No, you're going to be like, no, I got other stuff I got to do.
Well, I'm listening to him for.
But you have an adult that's telling you this and running it. You have respect for that adult,
right?
And you're going to let them lead, basically.
Even with, I don't mean to talk about.
No, go ahead.
And I want any program that sees this, just please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. Oklahoma State University. Have you seen their game room?
It's awesome.
The Pokes?
Yeah.
The Pokes, OSU.
It looks really good.
It looks really good.
But it's just one long room.
It's
just like
it's a lab. It's not an arena. They call it an arena, but it's not.
It is not.
And I'll call OK State out. When I built Oath Esports off of the backs of OK State Overwatch students.
Okay.
I had a bunch of that. So my daughter was a student over there.
And they were really good gamers out there.
They were top 15 in the country.
Really good gamers,
for Overwatch. And this was like 2019, 2020. So like when it was really kind of a thing. And OSU, I made the jerseys for them. We couldn't use the logo for their jerseys because they weren't an officially recognized team. They didn't have a real coach.
Wow.
They didn't have a varsity. They still don't have a varsity program as far as I'm concerned. It's like a student club.
A student club.
Oh, I've heard of that. Like they do that at OU where they have like baskbasketball clubs that the students all participate. So it's not.
Which they're lucky now. They finally got it, but it took even at OU, someone that was running it really well. It took him 10 years to even be able to use the logo.
Wow.
I mean, he does stuff over there that I don't necessarily.
But they have an entire arena.
Who? OU or OSU?
Yes, OU.
See, I haven't seen that. I don't know.
I'll show it to you. Okay. And then even in there is this. I'm trying to word this correctly. He had to jump through hoops just to get that space. And we had data. I let them use all the data from my events and they seen it. And they were really nice. They're like, Ricky, you can have the whole ballroom for free. You can do what you need to do. But they just they can't grasp the vision. It's almost like at this point now when I go to do videos and stuff with people, I bring my iPad and I show them pictures. Because their thought process of an arena is blue lights under the table, and it looks like a lab.
And like just nice. Like at a computer.
Yeah.
Well, Southwestern's arena, I think, is one of the best arenas.
Yes, they got the auditorium feeling.
Yeah, not to get off topic at all, but when is the next like event that you have?
Oh yeah, we just did Super Bit Wars.
Yeah, I just did Super Bit Wars. So next one, now I run monthlies. They're like a grassroots. They're like pickup games. So it's called Red Dirt Rumble. We run this every other month. And what we do, it's all fighting games. I try to keep things to fighting games. I do like to do sports games with companies. I like to partner up with companies because it just makes more sense that way. So Red Dirt Rumble will be last weekend of June.
You say Ready to Rumble?
Red Dirt Rumble.
Red Dirt.
And we call it Red Dirt because we're in Oklahoma. Okay. And we fight on dirt. And what I use Red Dirt Rumble to do, actually, I keep it really cheap, but it's the perfect time to come play with my cameras, come learn how to commentate, come learn how to play games you like to play, or try a new one. And mess up. I let people mess up on the camera and all that stuff. They be like, "Oh, I mean, I'm messing up." I'm like, "That's okay."
That's what this is for.
That's what this is for. This is perfect. So
I would love like when you have it, send me a message.
Yeah, just come hang out.
If I'm available, I'll come and hang out.
We're gonna do a live broadcast of the Edgeverse podcast,
and I'm gonna put you on commentary
from Red Dirt.
Fine. I'm gonna bring the new camera.
Okay, perfect.
We can get some clips and we'll
walk around.
Free game to post anywhere.
Do
all right?
whatever you want.
Yeah, Thank you. That'd be good. Now, we talked about esports. We talked about coaching. We talked a little bit about what you guys had your hands into as well.
No,
now,
I got I got my hands into too much business stuff.
But it's hard.
What is the shirt? What is the shirt?
So so I'm like the business side of esports.
Yeah.
One of my students said this. I don't know if it's true, but the most successful is business esports. That's not a TO in the state of Oklahoma. I think I can say.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I sold.
I do want to go into like the profits too,
Sure.
which you can make as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can talk. Well, so we manufacture esports apparel. That's all we do. So I brought one of the jerseys from Oath, but this is manufactured design.
Fire.
Yeah,
And they feel good too. I love the way
Do you do this yourself or?
yeah. So
Okay.
we have a factory in Orlando,
Okay.
and we manufacture.
Put that up again. Let me see that. Get that in.
This is one of my daughter's old jerseys for Glitch.
So
It was one of her teams.
So guys, if you guys are looking for some jerseys being made,
Yeah, the
you
baller.
guys do it for more than just the gaming thing though, right?
No, we only do it for esports.
Oh, okay, just for
only
esports.
for
If
esports.
anybody's looking for some gaming shirts for a team or anything, look up Pat. I'm gonna have it,
Fatcap.gg.
and he's gonna send that to me. So
Yeah.
I'll put it on
There
the
you
end
go.
of the credits and all at the end of the
Yeah, and the
podcast too.
ballers come to a lot of your events, right? They're one of our
You did our
sponsored
ballers?
teams. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did the baller. That's why they look so
Yeah.
good.
Man, I need to start throwing your logo on our stuff.
Yeah, I would love that. We
We're
gotta
gonna
do
do it
that.
moving forward. All Red Dead Rumbles, all Super Bowl.
Let's go.
And then you
I'll
guys
help
send me
out.
your logo because we're gonna put
Yeah.
it all over this too.
That's
Heck
my
yeah.
bad.
All right.
Hey,
That's
no
my
stress, bro.
So
You know I'm always down.
what's the profit side of it? How are
Ooh.
people making money
Can I take
off of
this?
gaming?
No, I
now?
want to. Yeah, I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I want to know this.
You.
Well, here's what
Because you're the light at the end of the tunnel.
well, I'm gonna say one thing.
Okay.
Anybody thinks they're going to get rich being a player in esports, you have the same chance as the NBA.
Right.
So, like, just because you're like, I hear so many parents are like, my kid's really good at Fortnite. And I'm sure they are. But the reality is like
They're good at Minecraft.
or they're good at Minecraft, or they're good at Roblox. I don't know.
Mhm.
The reality is they're not going to make money being a player off that. Like, it's a very, very few. It's actually harder to become a pro in esports than it is in NBA or NFL.
Correct.
So putting that out there right now, you can't make money like that. Is very, very rare. There are instances of it happening, but it's very, very rare. So that's my only comment.
Is that also like considering like Twitch?
Twitch is hard to make.
It's
money.
just really hard, and I'm happy to give you the
Yeah.
formula. I'll tell you how it works. But can I add one more?
No, you keep
Go
going.
ahead.
I want to hear from your
one
side,
more.
too. Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
You cannot make a lot of money opening up a gaming center. Stop.
Yeah. In America, it doesn't work.
Stop.
You talking about making a? What do you mean gaming center?
Gaming center, like, oh, I want to open up a gaming center where everybody comes and plays video games.
You put a bunch of
I'm gonna
PCs.
put PlayStations and PCs in the room.
Mm.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I've watched so many gaming centers fail. Now I watched one successful one. Shout out to War Guts Esports in Tulsa.
War guy. They put in work,
But they put in work and they're in the community and they talk to people.
and they know people.
I
So
know.
I was going to say it can
It
work.
can work.
It's very, very.
But
It's
the
not the industry I would.
And let
I
me
would
be, not, let me not be so toxic. The only reason why it won't work is a lot of the gaming places that try to open up arenas, they don't come talk to Patrick's, they don't talk to Ricky's, they don't go talk to all the people in the community.
They just think
If
if they
they
can
build
build
it, they will
and
They
it's
just
gonna-
think it's a building and it will come.
Yeah.
And there's so
Yeah.
many elements that you got to add to your space, and you got to pay me a lot of money, get me to tell you. Because I know how to do it.
That's a good one. You know what? I'm tired of giving free information.
yeah.
away. I
I know
need
how
to do
to
the
make it
Ricky
work.
model.
And if I did it, I would do it with this person.
Oh,
right
there
here.
you go. Hey, thanks, man.
Matter of fact,
Appreciate
when I do a space, because I'm going to open one, I'm going to involve him.
I
I already
think-
know
I think
every
you're
person.
And when
to
you
talk
do,
to.
we're gonna bring the whole setup
Yes.
there on
There we go.
opening day.
But here's the best part. It won't need to be video games all the time either.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
brand.
Oh, you know what? You left a little bit of this slip last time
Yeah.
we talked. I remember a little bit of that.
There you go. So the money. There is not a lot of money in the beginning. Right. It sucks. You lose money every time. When you're running tournaments, you're always paying out money, you're losing money. But when you run it properly, like I just ran Super Bid Wars, and I came back home with money, a lot of money. But that happened because of the community.
The community.
The
Yeah.
community made me profitable, and I didn't have to take a dime out of their pockets. All the money that they paid in, all the money went back out. I did the right. I'm trying to be careful. Well, I don't want to give out too much game.
Yeah,
Don't
you
want
don't-
someone to pay.
Don't give it away. Don't give it all away.
You have to know what you're doing, and you cannot be like, I watched it on TV. I know I can go do it
Yeah.
because it won't happen. I'm watching an organization do it right now, and I keep messaging them. I'm like, hey,
Well, and there are new ways to do things.
Yes.
There are new ways to do things, like straight up. Like Ricky doesn't have all the knowledge on how to do it right every time.
Boom.
But Rick, just like what he said, there's times that he haven't made money. There's times that he's helped people and they haven't made money. There's times he's helped people and they have made money. It's more about just everybody working together for the greater good.
Yeah. Plus, I would say you've had trial and error.
Yes.
So you have the info on what not to do.
Right. So I've been trying to tell so many organizations, like, if you do this, this is exactly what's going to happen. And
no, Ricky, you don't know.
That's the frustrating part. It's watching it happen over and over and over and over again. I'm going to show you a small problem. I've seen times where people host a tournament, right, and they'll take 2 surge protectors and they'll piggyback them. And I'll warn them, like, this is what's going to happen. In a couple hours, this whole row of PlayStations, they're all going to blow out. And they're like, oh, it'll be okay. It's just, I'm an electrician, I run into this wall. I'm saying, okay, I'll walk away. 2 hours of power outage. It's just like, I could have prevented you by just
by you just listening.
Use a 12 port.
Or they just be like, what's a better way to do it? Yes. Let me tell you.
Yeah. And here's the funnier part. Gamers will tell you. Is that fair?
I don't know. Gamers say a lot of crap. I'm like,
gamers will, for the most part, they know.
I see. Okay,
their feedback is not good.
Yeah, I mean sometimes
you're right,
but like on the PC side, like one of the things is in the pro world, your mouse and keyboard is under lock and key.
Yeah,
and so the ref that's there for that match, they set up the mouse and keyboard for you, so you come down and set it, and then as soon as the match is over, they test it. They have a box they plug them into to make sure there's no software or anything else running on those devices. So one of the things that the gamers always complain about in my tournaments, like the big LAN tournament I was talking about, they always want to install their mouse control software. Well, the mouse will work fine 99% of the time without that software. They can adjust the DPI. You know, they can do it without that, but they want their software on there. And I'm like, no. And they throw a fit about it every time. And I'm like,
we're done.
Get over it. Or the other one that some of my events were really loud. I had parents there screaming for their kids with cowbells and craziness. And they were like, can we get it quiet in here? It's like, no. Like it's loud. You're going to have to learn to play with it just like at a basketball game when people are talking trash, you got to.
This is a major, but not that major.
It's not exactly. And they're you know, can we get static pumped in our No, I don't have that. You know what kind of system that takes to be able to do that? No, we don't have that.
So the money gets made on trial and error, and the money gets made when you're not greedy, because what you got to do.
I just posted about this on Twitter.
Yes, you have to be seasoned. Like I've watched Pat make so much money doing things. I'm trying to put some business out there, but because he's just strategic about every move he makes. Does that make sense? You know, like I think your podcast is so successful because you put the time in it before you try to just do it.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, and you believe. I mean, you invested in it. Like this is
you have to invest in it. I've seen so many people not investing in it. It's like we're having $20 conversations. I'm like, I thought you wanted this to be successful, and then you have to take your ego out of it. I think that's the one that cost me the most money is my ego. Back in the day, I used to have a big ego. I wouldn't work with companies.
I'd agree with you on that. I'd agree with you a ton on that, on just having this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having tons of people that come in here, not to take away from the game, but I'm having tons of people that I have guests on here that, you know, have egos. You know, that's what I have to make sure I'm going to be cool with. I might have somebody in here who's reckless and talking and
drag one of your friends,
trying to that too, or trying to take over. You know, so I have to be really, you know, mindful and not go off or crash out on somebody too as well. But,
you know, and that's the next episode I want to watch.
Yeah, because I think Patrick will agree with this. If you really want to be in esports, you have to be like 7-Eleven and on-cue. You got to work across the street from each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's not a competition. Gamers are going to, it's just like rap, it's like URL Battle Rap League. They're going to go to King of the Dot, and they're going to go to URL. They're going to go to 7-Eleven. They're going to go to OnQ. They're going to go to Valero. There's no monopolizing this thing. And that's okay. So the better you learn at working with other organizations professionally.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind working with some people, but sometimes I can't have them at my table because their professionalism is not there.
It's not there, yeah.
So I can't have you buy my brand.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna tell, like I got a person, I don't like them at all, but I'll never tell a kid not to go to their tournament because I know that's what they provide for them. So I'm like, this is the tournament you need to go to.
Well, and so it's just like colleges too. It's like, or school, you know, in general, it's like one of Ricky's leagues or one of Ricky's programs might not be the best program for me.
And that's okay.
Right. And that's okay. And that's where other people can fill that role. Right. It's like, oh, well, this one's better for me. I compete over here. Ricky's not heard about that.
Nope.
You know, it's just we've got to provide those opportunities too. You know, that's a big thing. I think.
So, but before you take over, I want you to tell the business side of it. And I'm just not.
Oh, okay. Well, there was something I was wanting to say is like a lot of people are like, I get asked a lot is like, how do I get a job in esports?
Ooh.
And
it's almost an internship.
Well, to me, the way I did it was I started esports. You know what I mean? Like I had gotten job offers and stuff in esports just because I was like, well, I see this need, I'm gonna start doing it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't wait for someone to tell me what to do. Right. I didn't wait for someone to give me permission. You know what I'm saying?
Is it fair to say that you would need to have a brain? You can't be a volunteer. You need to be a brain.
Well, I never made good grades as a kid.
When I say brain, I mean know how to go figure out what stuff to do to make it work.
Oh yeah, you can't wait
without
to be
someone
told.
telling
you. Can't wait to be told.
Boom, right there.
But that's with everything. That's with everything. Like if you want to be a musician, what's the first thing you're going to do to be a musician?
Go learn how to play.
Well, that and make music.
To make music.
Like you're not going to wait for someone to tell you to make music.
And I'm gonna practice it 100 times before I put it out there too. I'm not gonna just go put on a show for someone.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, you're gonna.
Well, people are doing it. They're just going to put them on shows.
That's it. That's a way to put it right there. That's it. Yeah, but the thing is like you've got to. Or people ask me, I'm a commercial artist. Is how I make money. That's how I make. And people are like, how do I become an artist? It's like, well, let me show you. Here's your pencil. Here's your paper.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you do it. Is you start drawing, and we always have that problem where we compare. Like kids, a lot of times, the first toy they ever have as a kid is like crayons. Right. You give your kid crayons, and they color everything. Look, Dad, I drew you, and you're like. Yeah, you know that. Yeah. But the thing is at one point they start comparing their art to somebody else's. Right? And that happens in esports too. Right? It's people like, well, I don't like this thing that happened at Ricky's deal, so I'm gonna try and do my own thing. And that's one of the worst things that you could do because like the reason why you didn't like the thing that happened at Ricky's deal was because he figured out a way to do things. And like, yeah, that part sucks. It's going to be loud, but you're going to go and try and do something that's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. And it might. Like, I can't say it wouldn't. I can't say it would because sometimes like I've done things where people told me it wouldn't work and it worked.
Yeah.
But I also told my coaches, I had 20 coaches at one time and we had this huge tournament in Canadian County and we had an issue with our bracket.
The bracket. Yeah.
The bracket.
I already know what you're talking about. And
it became a big deal. We had to move up. We had to have some like impromptu quick games to finish the seeding. And parents were pissed. Everybody was pissed. But, I supported our guy that put the bracket together. He was doing the best he could. And I supported that. And I had some coaches that were pissed.
Yeah.
And I said, look, guys, here's what needs to happen. I've taken everybody's consideration. I've listened to all of what you guys have said.
Yeah.
And then I have to make one decision. And then we have to all go with that. So it might not be the decision you wanted, but I need everybody on the same team here so that we can do the best thing together. Right. And so my job is to make that decision right now so that everybody can keep going on this.
For an example, just to help you kind of know what he's talking about. To fix that, one of the problems, similar problem, not exactly. I'm not picking at his tournament. I'm not picking at that event. You can. March Madness, right? It's 64 teams in a bracket.
Yeah.
Can you imagine everybody from the Big 12 being in one side of that bracket? That would be chaos, right? People get mad when Duke and Maryland's in the same.
Oh yeah.
But people never realize that there's this thing we call it pools. There are 16 teams in this bracket. There's 16 teams in that bracket. Everyone just tries to throw up a 64-man bracket, and that's not the most efficient way to do it. So if you run these brackets in pools, like they do in March Madness, you'll avoid players playing against the best ones right out the gate. You also avoid teams playing against other players because that's the next problem. 6 kids might come from one school and they're all in the same bracket and they're playing their best friend in the second round. And
who they practiced with for the last 6 months.
Yeah. And so how fair is that? You're playing against a guy that knows all your weaknesses in the second round.
Well, it's just it's not as fun. You're at a tournament and you're just playing against the guy you've been playing against. It's like,
man, it's not fun at all. And then it's just like, it's hard to explain it to an English teacher that just got through reading the
manual or
something. The Mockingbird. Yeah. They don't care. They just, because the next part is, I bet you was dealing with this that day. It's 2:30 and we're trying to be out of here by 4 o'clock. We got to drive 3 hours all the way down to Ada, Oklahoma.
Yeah. And it's like, hey,
we're here till we're done.
We're here till we're done.
So one of the last things that we were going to talk about, 2 things. We still got 2 things left, but I wanted to get like a sense of what made you guys get into gaming.
I think Pat loves the story. I've told him this story so many times. This is what got me into gaming.
Okay.
I feel like my consciousness, is that what it's called? When you first come to conscious, I love sports. right? So to pick my dad told me, Ricky, in order to pick a team, you got to pick a team and you got to stick with them. So I picked all the teams that were blue. But
all the teams that were blue,
except for the Bulls, except for the Chicago Bulls.
If they were a blue team, I love them.
So I like the
Orlando
Kansas City,
Magic.
right? Kansas City Royals.
Blue team is crazy.
I picked the Kansas City Royals. I liked OU, and so that's what kind of led me to the Bulls. And I love Michael Jordan. But here's the crazier part: I used to play this game called Tecmo Bowl all the time.
Tecmo Bowl, that was my game.
I love
bro.
that game, but I got tired of everybody always using Bo Jackson.
No Bo Jackson.
I'm like, why are y'all keep picking the same?
I always use the Cowboys though.
That's fair.
I always use the Cowboys, or I would always run with Barry Sanders on that game.
Oh yeah, Barry
Right.
Sanders. Yeah.
See, and if I would have picked another blue team, it would have worked out. But I picked this blue team called the New York Giants, who had a guy on their team named Lawrence Taylor.
Okay,
Lawrence Taylor
LT.
stops Bo Jackson.
I'm going back and I'm thinking about Tecmo Bowl, how it looked and stuff. The little dudes like running around and stuff. Man, it's a classic.
And
man.
I picked them too because they was on the cover of the game. The first.
Oh, they were. That's right. Wow.
Right. They just won a Super Bowl. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm playing in these. I'm going to people's houses, and I'll always just sit there. And I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore gamer. I'm playing Double Dragon, all that stuff.
Double Dragon, dude.
I get on the stage.
That's crazy.
They pick the Raiders. I'm laughing inside of my mind because I know what's about to happen. And so eventually, I started going to Blockbuster tournaments, and I would do good.
Blockbuster did tournaments
They
one
did.
year.
They
did it
when
for
they
a
were
while.
cool. When
Now-
they were cool.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
check this out. My brother and my sister's there. They're playing in the tournament too. Now, they're on the other side of the bracket. My brother and my sister end up in the game before the championship game. I brazed through the bracket. And so my sister beats my brother. My brother's upset. Now, I just tried to bring this up to him not too long ago, and he lies about it. I'm like, bro, she used to beat all of us. So I'm scared because I'm ready for the Oakland Raiders, who my brother would use, the LA Raiders at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My sister picks the San Francisco 49ers. I was toast because the 49ers have Joe Montana, they have Steve Young,
Jay
they got
Rice.
all these receivers, they got running backs, they got safeties, and she destroyed me. I was in the car crying, and she's sitting there 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And my dad said, hey, man, I don't ever want to see you crying over a video game. And that's what really just got me into it.
Yeah.
It was Tecmo Bowl, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. And those are the games I just rotated over and over again. And I started doing tournaments in my garage. Like every Christmas, I would ask my dad for a Sega or a Super Nintendo. And it got to a point to where he's like, dude, why you keep getting Segas? I was like, it makes the tournament go fast. Until finally one day he comes in the garage and he goes, hey, these tournaments, they're costing too much money. You better figure it out, boy. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, electric bill's going up. Y'all need to figure it out. So I started charging all my friends money to come to the tournaments in the garage.
Wow,
and that's kind of where HXC was born. So I always would just play in these tournaments, and it got to a point where I would just host them. I would go to other people's garage, bring all my TVs, and so that's when.
That's awesome,
that's
dude.
When
That's a great story, man.
Yeah.
That's really a great story.
Yeah. I've told him this like 4 times.
Yeah, I always forget.
What about you, Pat? What about you?
I mean, I'd always been a gamer. You know, I got a NES for Christmas when I was like 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but I never really got into the competitive. I was never the best. Like straight up, when we played GoldenEye, you know, everybody's like odd jobs, golden guns, all that, and no odd job. I never did very well.
Game.
I mean, it's pretty good, but I always liked StarCraft. I played a lot of StarCraft, and I liked the like strategy and thinking about moving my troops here and planning, and I liked that side of stuff. But I wasn't Korean, so I wasn't very good there. It really for me was Overwatch is what really got me into it.
So later in life.
Yeah, it was later.
But you're so good at this.
Well, I mean, I did the stuff with Halo.
Okay.
You know, we did that in college.
That makes more sense now. Okay.
But it was never really a thing until Overwatch came out. And like really, like Overwatch League is where I saw the benefit.
Oh,
so
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I really started to get into the business side of it. Fun fact: the COO of Optic Texas is from Oklahoma, OK State graduate.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
so he works with Michael. Okay.
Yeah, he works. And so he's a friend of mine, and we became friends because of Cactus Jacks.
Cactus Jack.
You know Cactus Jack?
On council.
On council. Yeah, they had an esports arena for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But he used to spend a lot of time there as a kid.
Yeah. And
I brought him a shirt to one of the first Overwatch League in-person LANs. I went and got him a shirt, and he was like just juiced. And so we became friends from that. And then, you know, I had known that there was this issue with like collegiate, right? In Oklahoma, what do you if you coach football at a college, what are you going to do on a Friday night in Oklahoma?
Nothing.
You're going to go watch a football game,
Yep.
and you're going to see like Ricky's coaching football. He can say, "Oh, hey, you got to go watch my kid Josh.
That's
he's really good."
Football,
you know, from the football side. But in the esports place, how do you recruit a kid that's really good? Right? Like right now, if it's fighting games, you go to an HXC tournament.
Yep.
But otherwise, you just don't really know. And the game will give you a rank. But I would have kids. There were kids that were high rank that I would talk to, but I knew off the rip they would be bad for my team because they didn't know how to play. They were cocky. Their rank was their identity, and that created a bad thing.
Right.
And so I saw this need for like, how do we create a way for kids to be recruited? And we had all the, I had done the oath thing. And so that's kind of where we expanded oath to be kind of that. So that's kind of how I really got into it. Was my daughter was a competitive gymnast. And so she had done gymnastics and then got hurt in Dallas. So she won the Missouri State Games for her age group at like 10. She was on track for like a D1 or at least it's college scholarship. Maybe not D1, but she was on track. You're supposed to be like level 8 by the time you're like a freshman or sophomore, and she was like level 8 in 7th or 8th grade, something like that. And so when she got hurt, she had that high competitive drive. She was 24 hours a week in the gym, and then she couldn't be in the gym.
She couldn't do it.
Right. And so I was like, well, we need an outlet for that. I think we just went out.
Did y'all?
I mean, that turned out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, camera died.
We haven't been here that long. You're good. Keep going.
Okay.
So anyway, I saw that outlet for her.
Yeah.
I saw all these kids at home, and that's what really got me into the competitive side.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I wasn't out there running Gears of War tournaments or taking kids to Texas, that sort of stuff.
But you know what? What really got me into just like, because I went to military, because I kept doing these tournaments all the time until I went to the military. But when I went to the military, I got stationed in Korea. And
I didn't know this.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then so when I went to Korea, I'm like, whoa, their gaming scene is quadruple what we are. Their arenas are the size of Devon Towers. They have arcade spaces everywhere. And so I was running these tournaments, barely understanding what people are saying to me, and they're helping me run these tournaments. So I'm like, okay, when I get back to Oklahoma, I'm going to
do the same thing.
And then when I got here, it was like dust. Nobody's doing nothing nowhere. And so I had to partner up with like Rent-A-Center and all these companies. Yes.
Aaron's.
To make it. And then they seen how big, we had a really big Madden tournament, and it went well, and then they tried to do it themselves. And then it's just, I couldn't keep them going, so.
I mean, at the end of the day, the great thing about esports is it's creating a space for people to compete that might not always have that space.
Yeah.
Right? And it does a lot of things for a lot of kids, like when it comes to scholastics, when it comes to community. There's a lot of people, what it's like to be lonely. We all do. And so esports gives us an opportunity to find our people sometimes.
Yeah.
And, and it's also a great tool that people use, just like basketball or soccer or football or any of that, to be able to get a degree, to get an education. And that's
which is like the coolest thing I've seen lately. Like, with the gaming, like you can go to school over this now.
Yeah.
And then what you do, Ricky, what I've always seen online with packing up multiple PS5s, going to schools for the kids and stuff. That's always been great too. Last question for you guys. For you, Patrick, would you change anything from gaming to now of what you've experienced that led you to this area?
Oh man, why you gotta put me on the spot?
Yeah, but
that's a good question.
One of my regrets is when we started Fat Cap, it kind of blew up. And I mean, I've done jerseys for Cal State, I've done jerseys for Minnesota State, I've done jerseys for OK State, I've done jerseys for the Ballers, basically tons of high schools. And that started because I wanted kids to be able to walk through their school with their name on their back.
Yeah.
Because I never had that, being a kid in the band. I didn't kick the field goal that won us the game or make the touchdown that won us the game. So they never called my name out over the intercom. But I wanted these kids that were working hard to be able to walk down the hallway representing their team with their name on the back.
Yeah.
And that's why we started it.
Yeah.
That's why Fat Cap even exists. I've had opportunity to make jerseys for other sports, but to me, that's not it. I wanted it just for esports. Where I want to be the Jordan of esports.
Yeah.
And
they got their places.
But it overwhelmed so I own a company called Spray Can Creative. And see, that knows the hat.
Yes.
Yeah. and it overwhelmed my staff because we were doing so many jerseys that it just became too taxing on them. So I pulled it back, and I was dealing with some mental health issues at that time, and I was like, you know what, we're just going to kind of keep spray can. Spray can is my focus. It's been kind of the core of everything. It's what allowed me to do Oath. It's what allowed me to do Fat Cap. It's what allowed me to do esports. It's what allowed me to work with Redlands right now is spray can. And so what I would change differently is I should have hired some people to help me keep blowing Fat Cap up. You know, it's not like we ever missed anything. You know, everybody that ordered, we got it, their stuff. Yeah. It was just overwhelming the staff, and my team was like, I can't make another jersey right now. Right. And my regret is not being able to kind of separate those two to where I could expand Fat Cap. But when it comes to like esports in itself, like I don't really have any regrets. I mean, there's a lot of times when, I mean, I don't know. There's people that don't like me in esports, but that's because I want to do things the right way. And a lot of times people don't necessarily want to do that because it's more work for them. Yeah. And so, you know what? There is one time there was a guy, I won't say any names, but he's with one of the high school leagues. And when I was coaching at the university, I said, and I still believe this to some extent. I think we focus, you know, if we look at esports as athletics, I think we allow for too many games. Like we need to really, like if you're
reel it in,
you need to reel it in. Like the fighting game is a little bit different. Like have as many fighting games as you want. Like that's because they're so fast. It doesn't matter.
For everything.
And but when it comes to the like league side and representing, I see so many schools try to have you know, some kid plays Farm Simulator 2000. Well, I don't know. We could talk about that.
I know.
But Farm Simulator 2000, that doesn't mean we need to have a Farm Simulator 2000 team.
Correct.
Right? So a kid, you didn't know that you loved basketball until you played basketball.
Right.
And a lot of times parents will say, oh, well, my kid doesn't play that game. And it's like,
how do you know that?
How do you know?
Has he played it?
He hasn't. Yeah, he or she hasn't played that game. Right. And so, you know, so this player or this guy, I was saying, when I was at the university, I didn't recruit for Smash Brothers because for me, it's a one versus one game, and collegiately, it's really hard to kind of recruit for, and you know, I'm investing in one player instead of like a player across the team. To where like if this player, if something happens, he's not doing very well in school, or she's not doing very well in school, or something like that. Now I don't have them, and so now you see, it just became. And so I was like, you know, the other thing is Nintendo's really litigious, so they won't let people play Smash Brothers. Like I don't even know. If you,
I get emails.
Yeah. They will come after people sometimes.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, hey, look, you have to have a third party system. You have to have a Switch. And the Switch, the only game people play on the Switch competitively is Smash Brothers. There's some argument with Splatoon, but you're not playing Rocket League from a Switch. You're not playing Overwatch from a Switch. So you get your one Switch for Smash Brothers, and that's it. So I saw these schools investing in like all of these Switches because it's cheap and easy, and so the admin feels like they're doing something, and it's only in Smash Brothers. And so I'm over here. I can't get any of your kids into my program because it's just Smash Brothers.
Right.
But he told me one thing, and it'll still stick with me today. But he was like, Patrick, if I don't offer Smash Brothers, I lose a large portion of a very specific student group. And it was basically like Smash Brothers and it's not, I don't want to pigeonhole Smash Brothers to being a game for autistic kids. Right. But there was a lot of autistic kids that's all they had.
Yeah.
And Smash Brothers is their thing. They play that, and that's their game. And so for the autistic community, it was so important to keep offering Smash Brothers. So that was one of my regrets, is kind of thinking like, you know, I was being too heavy-handed with the axe on what we should cut and what we should have when it comes to. So those would be my two kind of regrets, is like, you know, think about kind of the people a little bit more. And I was thinking a lot about myself in that moment over, you know, the games itself. Okay. What about you, Ricky? What are your regrets?
Well,
you got a different
same question. Same question in a sense, but like from kid you as a kid to adult you now. Yeah. Everything that you've went through of learning games, being around gaming, would you take it for granted at all?
I don't take it for granted. The only thing I wish is I got out of my own way. I feel like as great as I am, there's two things, and y'all going to see a change in me. I'm excited.
Okay.
My ego, because I know everything. but I didn't want to always listen to other people, and not knowing that, like my sister, she brought up a point to me about one of my events, and I'm like, damn, that makes sense. So I feel like I missed a lot of opportunities of growth by just listening to someone that don't know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I hate that I regret. I wish I could change. I mean, all the way down to high school, because I was one of the top college football players in NCAA football for the longest time, and I just refused to get a PlayStation to play it on. I always wanted to play it on Xbox. So I miss out on a lot of money. See my stubbornness, my ego. I'm
Dang,
always
I
on
started
Xbox.
playing my PS5 more.
I'm on PlayStation now a lot. That's one thing. And the next thing is marketing. I'm clearly one of the guys, and I feel like I still have people say, man, I didn't know you play video games. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I am not marketing myself good enough. And it's depression. It's honestly, my weight. It's a lot of self things that's conflicting. And now I feel great. I'm back to myself now. I'm good because I love teaching esports to kids. And then that's why my self-esteem is back where it needs to be. So marketing. If I would have marketed the way I know I can right now, we would be so much further. Yeah. And I feel like I've held our community back because of those two things.
Well, let me say this, Ricky, because I love what you do. Pat, I've known you over these last years. You've been a good guy too as well. But for you, any event that you have up, if I'm available, I will try to come. I will try to take photos for you. I will try to do some video, post it on the page, on the channel, anything that helps you get promotion for anything that you got going on.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And go to an HXC event.
No, I want to.
I'm just saying everybody. I'm saying the people, your listeners.
Just come hang out. You can go late. Just come look. Because when you see it, it makes more sense. Because I got $1,000 cameras. I got all this cool stuff. Somebody said one time they came to my house, like, dang, Ricky, your back room looked like a pawn shop. Because I got so many PlayStations. And, and it's gotten to a point where Best Buy, remember, they was not letting people get PS5s.
Yeah, not more than one.
But they would see me, and they'd be like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start a transaction, stop a transaction, start a transaction, because they knew what I was doing.
Because they would only let you do maybe one console at a time, so you had to do multiple. So if he's even doing multiple, think about his credit card company or his bank seeing multiple charges too that he's got to call and stuff too.
Oh gosh,
could be an issue. But
and then I got cool with one manager. He let me. I got tired of the scalpers. Cheating people for PlayStation.
Oh, I remember you were selling that one Christmas. You were selling them. You were the Robin Hood of.
So what I was doing was I wasn't making no money. I would just refuse a scalper to make money. So I told the manager, I said, "Look, I'm about to buy this PlayStation, and I'm gonna for the same price, I'm gonna give it to someone. Yeah, they're gonna buy it." He's like, "Okay, cool. As long as I don't see you out there putting in $1,000." I said, "This is my Facebook. Follow me. I promise to God, you will see what I'm about to do." And so they just let me do it. So I was
he did do that.
So glad I got I had scalpers ready to kill me, bro. So yeah. But those are my two. That's what I regret. I feel like if I can just I'm going to get better at marketing. I know the formula because now my YouTube is blowing up. I want you to get a YouTube.
I do have a YouTube. I have the YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I took your advice actually. You know what?
Perfect.
I took your advice when you told me to clip as much as I can.
Yeah, clipping's the thing.
So I used to do like maybe 2 or 3, 4 clips. Now I do like 12 to like 14.
How's that working for you?
It gets me more views. It's getting me a lot more views through the. Through just the shorts.
And
the shorts. Reels right now.
Yeah. So I do reels all day long on the Facebook and all, but on YouTube was what you told me to do.
Shorts.
And I've been doing that, man, and it's been getting a little bit way more views.
Are you getting more views from it?
More views from just being like, 20, 50 to now like 400, 500,000.
It's going to get
1,400, so I just keep it up and I'm just trying to be consistent. This year is all about consistency with the podcast.
Man.
Having something lined up for the next one, having something lined up for the next one.
The Josh Rogan experience over here.
Because you know what I learned, bro? What I learned? It's not what you know, it's who you know and who knows you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And then once you figure that part out, then you got to tell a story.
Yeah.
Once you can tell your story, which I'm trying to figure out, then you're gonna be really good. I promise you. Keep doing that, bro. That's how you get the money. Because I only got 3,000 subscribers, and I'm making good money on my YouTube.
I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get up there, man. This is my year. My goal is to try to hit that 1,000 mark on.
I believe in you, Josh. I believe.
Once you get monetization, it's perfect.
That's I'm just trying to get that. The subscribers. Once the subscribers get up there.
Well, this is gonna be the show that takes you there. This episode right here.
I hope
this is it.
Yeah.
Don't forget us little guys. Yeah. And we need someone to take out your trash.
I'll never. Because we'll do a second one of these.
Yeah.
We'll do a second one of these as well. Okay.
I can talk your head off all day.
I definitely appreciate you guys coming out, taking the time out of your day to come in and talk and give me some education on this, and the people too that didn't know about esports, that didn't have any idea. We got to talk about the XXC gaming. We got to talk about what you're doing there at Redlands and things that you got going on too. So I definitely really appreciate you guys for coming on.
I got one more thing.
It's my honor.
Yeah,
man,
go ahead.
honestly.
One more. This is the last thing.
Cameron's back in.
Okay. This is the last thing I don't want to take a run. And just to prove a perfect point of what we talked about, I'm going to slide it. Is this
No, you're good.
I remember 2 years ago, I had a conversation with someone. We were arguing over Overwatch. And I said, I was talking about Oath. I was talking about all the things that go on. I said, the problem around here is we don't have the exposure for the right schools for it. Someone told me that Black people don't play Overwatch. And I was like, that's a lie. You just don't know them yet. And then this year, John Marshall High School was a predominantly minority school, went undefeated in Overwatch, and they won state, and they beat Bixby.
No, Bixby. I thought Bixby won at state.
No, they lost to John Marshall.
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're in different leagues.
Maybe
that's why.
Because I thought Bixby won both. I thought Bixby won both leagues.
No. John Marshall.
Someone's got to Google that.
We got to figure this out.
I don't know.
But where I'm getting the moral of the story is, John Marshall is a school that we would never think to put PCs in a gaming room and get them to play Overwatch. It just would not happen. Even my Overwatch team at Star Spencer, no matter how much they coach, I called Patrick. I used the what's that? I used all kind of strategies, and we could not win a lot of games. And to see John Marshall High School win state
First who?
State up on time?
Bixby.
They probably didn't play Bixby. Maybe they was in different.
Maybe it's different.
I know they won it in OESL. I seen the background. I seen the backdrop. But even if they didn't win state, for them to be at that high of a level of gaming, that is ridiculous. And we need to figure out how do we recreate that.
How do we keep it? How do we support them?
Now that they won state or whatever they done, how do we get them to get to the next level? Because a lot of people don't know this. I've helped kids get to 2K. I've helped kids get to ESPN. I've helped kids work. We got full-blown YouTube channels. What are you going to do when you graduate high school? Because gaming don't pay the bills.
Gaming's not going to pay the bills, no.
You got to do something to help pay the bills so you can be gaming, so you can do the other things. So we got to figure that out, though.
There we go.
Okay.
What's it say?
Congratulations to the Trailblazing John Marshall esports team. Yeah.
They won it.
For what league?
Maybe they won it for a different league.
The team played viciously at their debut appearance at the State Super Smash Bros. Tournament this weekend.
Super Smash.
Was there another one too?
This is the Overwatch team.
I mean, there's 6 of them. Overwatch is 5v5 right now.
Right. So what I'm thinking
maybe one's the coach.
One's a coach, and then one. So what I'm thinking is maybe they're in 2 different divisions.
Oh yeah, I bet you're right.
Okay,
they're in 2 different divisions. Yeah. Because even that's what I thought. But even that, it doesn't matter. If they won it in the smaller division.
Yeah, who cares? The fact that you know what? I'm so proud of John Marshall. Coach, you call me. Call me. I'll help out.
I meant to tag you in. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. And then when I found out about this, I was like, we'll just talk about it then.
There you go. Oh, that's what you were talking. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, John Marshall. That's great. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming to the Edgyverse podcast. It's been a great topic, esports gaming. This is the Edgyverse podcast, and we are out.
Give me a comment, I'm about to blow up. I'm smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck, and I pop me a beat, and I'm about to blow it up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitch, you be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it. It's dirty day. From the 918. Let's go. Give me a comment, I'm about to blow up. I'm smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck, and I pop me a beat, and I'm about to blow it up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitches be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it. I kill the comments and stay out the drama. I cannot stop, cause there's money to make. Swear I'm the realest, these people so fake. How do they do it? I cannot relate. I'm pouring up, I got smoke on the way. Off of the mess, say this shit to the face. Run up on me and I'm spraying the K. I got no heart, I got nothing to say. Don't worry about me, I'm just having a day. Got me some money, my pain go away. Got me a chain and I'm shining today. I'm done with these hoes, I got one on the way. I've been through too much, she done hurt on my face. Ask how I'm doing, I tell you I'm great. I changed a lot, so I gotta give thanks. Used to cook ramen, now want me to stay. I could've died right on that mistake. God was on time, no he never was late. I'm still alive, so I guess it's my fate. Moved out the country, I moved out the state. I still got problems, I'm fighting my demons. Can't fuck with love, cause that shit had me tweaking. I'm turning up, going hard as my season. Spending money, I don't need a reason. Yeah. up.